Unbelievable, guys. Just when you thought the news couldn't get any worse, yeah, now we got more shutdowns coming here. Remember what I was telling you? When you get positive news for this company, then it just comes to you with straight negative news. I remember last year in the holidays, you had 30 straight days, almost 40 straight days of negative news coming out. It feels like we're doing the same thing again here. Are we ready for this? Microsoft is shutting down Compulsion Games, Double Fine, and Ninja Theory. And it says Double Fines, and this was earlier, Compulsion Games is getting shut down. We saw that. Double Fine and Ninja Theory are all at risk of being shut down by Xbox. The three studios are actively negotiating with Xbox leaders about becoming independent. You just announced Hellblade 3, right? Though I thought that was rushed, right? I always thought that there was something going on. A lot of people were saying the same thing. This is what I mean. People try to spin something negative at PlayStation. Microsoft comes and embarrasses them big time in ways that you couldn't even imagine. Do you think that it was just Compulsion Games? It's official, they're being shut down. Now, here comes the official The Verge. Xbox is closing down Hellblade creator Ninja Theory. Staffers were told on a call on Monday about the closure, but they are hoping the studio will find a buyer. So not only is Compulsion Games shut down, Hellblade creators are now shut down. This is absolutely insane. How can you just advertise something on your Xbox Game Showcase, make it multi-platform, and then tell them Monday that you're shutting them down? Remember that same hypocrisy with Hi-Fi Rush sitting in 89 meta at 90 at one point, and then they end up closing them down. This is all about corporate giant tech feeding now. Give me massive profit for huge, obvious games that they monopolize from. And franchises left over like Forza, Halo, and Call of Duty, stuff like that. That's what they want. Give me back my money. They're not subsidizing anymore either. This is a clear sign of what I was trying to tell you. They were never about supporting small indie studios and helping them grow. They already said they subsidized before that, right? They're not about helping Ninja Theory get more IPs. They didn't deliver. Hellblade didn't sell no 5, 6, 7, 8 million copies. Project Mara didn't even get going. All these projects you thought they were going to happen, they all got canceled and canned. This is absolutely embarrassing. Become a member. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a tip down below. Once again, AGN was trying to tell you, watch and pay attention. I don't trust this company. What did I tell you? You think this is it? Oh no, I read another post that's supposed to be significant layoffs still coming. Remember what I said over 1,000? Somebody thought I was making up. I said, I'm trying to tell you. How many people do you think work at Ninja Theory? How many people do you think work at Compulsion Games and Double Fine? Plus, there's more coming. There's going to be cuts across multiple studios. It's getting pretty bad, isn't it? You think we're done here? Let's go over to Xbox shut down. We're going to go back to this page here in a second because this is going to get really interesting. The Verge, Xbox is closing down Hellblade creator Ninja Theory, right? We just read that. Xbox Studios are reportedly on the chopping block and might be getting shut down. Arcane as well is on the chopping block. This is 4 studios right here. Multiple insiders warning no studio is considered safe and it will be a bloodbath and it will impact all of Xbox. Bloodbath. Bloodbath. Do we see this? Guys, bloodbath. It appears Xbox management is making decisions on the fly. If the reports are true, by shutting down Ninja Theory just 8 days after announcing their game Senua, plus canceling the PlayStation 5 version of Gears of War E-Day, $400 million budget, but you want to play exclusive, just a day or two before the showcase when it's technically finished, according to reports. I don't get them, really. They're doing everything but supporting making great games, whether it's Phil or Asha, and the only ones paying the price for these terrible decisions and unsustainable business models and expectations are the talented employers. It's really sad to watch. I read another report where it says it's about to be a bloodbath. Get ready for significant layoffs. Let's read some of these comments down here. This is all embarrassing. I told you, see? Straight negative news nonstop. They just announced a new game not even a week ago. Yeah, why do you do this, guys? This is what I'm saying. You remember something about the flip-flopping? This company can't keep its mind straight. It can't do anything. Why do you believe that Gears is going to be an exclusive after realizing it's a $400 million budget, plus you made the PlayStation 5 port? How much is that? Plus, are we ready? Plus, Clockwork's supposed to be $500 million. You're $20 billion in a sinkhole without including the Activision deal. You admitted Game Pass failed, but you were lying about that. You think Xbox is getting revived, but they're dumping off a bunch of people. You're now done subsidizing. You're saying you're going to monetize. You're saying you're going to add in ads. Are we adding up all of this? You have all the AI hires coming. You got this Matthew guy coming on the scenes too. Asha was the CEO, AI hire. I'm trying to figure out of all of this that's been announced, the only good thing that was decent was Game Pass going down. but it never should have went that high to begin with. And anybody could have figured that out. But if you look at everything else that's been added up, it's been absolutely embarrassing. And once again, I told you, they don't care about hardware. Hardware still hasn't went on sale. And then they told you the component cost used to be ×2, then it was ×3, now it's ×5. We're not subsidizing. You don't have enough hardware stock too, also for GTA 6 launch, and you don't have enough hardware stock, and you can't focus on that. You're not sure about how Helix is going to turn out. Xbox is about to be sold. You see what I'm saying? All negative news every single day consistently. Never let Xbox buy a studio again. This is where I said they're monopolizing, but they're not helping. And now you're saying you don't want to support anyone. What you want now is all that money back you've invested. Get ready for games to pop up with ads in them. Did you see what EA was doing with Madden? It's going to make your screen a little bit smaller and the ad's going to come to the right or something. It's like, whoa, what are you doing here, right? That's some crazy stuff if you think about it, guys. Mafia says, I'm going to wait for the official news, not these articles that are coming left and right from these sources. What are you talking about? Bloomberg officially said it too. Jason Schreier. You want to go over to what he said? People actually said something via Bloomberg. What are you talking about? Bloomberg also reports that more Xbox studios could be at risk beyond Compulsion Games, Double Fine, and Ninja Theory, and Arcane. Safe to say that the Xbox of July will look drastically different than Xbox of June. The idea is to let some teams continue on their own instead of being closed outright. Nothing is final yet, and Microsoft hasn't officially commented, right? But this is coming from Bloomberg. Bloomberg is not making this up. This is the same thing when he's trying to tell you PlayStation is leaving PC. Bloomberg is very, very official. And then you come out and you get the report that I just showed you. Xbox Ninja Theory is officially getting shut down. You see what I'm saying? Bloomberg's Jason Schreier again, Dunk on Chuds guy. Here he is right here. There are not only 3 Xbox studios at the risk of closure, but there's still a lot of uncertainty surrounding these companies' plans. More to come in the next few days and weeks. Safe to say that the Xbox of July will look drastically different than the Xbox of June. Then there was an official report that came out that basically said what I was just showing you guys. The Verge. Xbox is closing down. Hellblade creator Ninja Theory. Staffers were told on a call on Monday about the closure, but they're hoping the studio will find a buyer. They're looking to sell them or help them find a buyer, but they closed them down and said it's over. So that means they did that to a couple other people as well. This was coming from the Verge about an hour and a half ago, or maybe a little bit more. Before that was the report by Bloomberg. Now we got this. This is official. It's not guessing. It's closing them down. And they were told this on Monday about the closure. So Nintendo should buy Ninja Theory and make them do a third-person Metroid game. That would be cool. This is a thing, like, Nintendo should also get back Rare, but I don't know if Rare wants to do that or cooperate with them. You already saw Donkey Kong 64 be on Nintendo Switch Online, and certain Rare characters go to Smash Brothers. I don't know if you guys remember that. Banjo is on Smash, right? We saw that. This guy says, holy, imagine destroying that talent pool for nothing. So we got 4 studios right here. And the funny thing is, there's going to be more impacts coming. They said July 30th. But you're already hearing about stuff right now closing down. So imagine what else is happening. That's why I said it's going to be a bloodbath. This is embarrassing. Like I said, nobody compares to Microsoft. You've already hurt this brand so much last year, but look at what's happening now with all the lies and the PR and the brainwashing again. And then you get hit with all this negative news. And it's like, what do you want me to do with this? Do you want me to still say Xbox is back and it's being revived? No, man, this is all bad. Then you announce Halo before this with no multiplayer. Throw it on the Unreal Engine 5 slop, right? I don't know what to tell you about this company. To send you a game trailer they just announced wasn't for us. It was for a buyer this whole time. Microsoft is the worst thing to have happened to gaming thanks to their approach to acquisitions. They bought all these studios, did crap with them, spent an F ton of money on Activision Blizzard, then closed them down and didn't tell you that they didn't make any profit. And now they got to put Modern Warfare on Switch 2, and they did a 10-year exclusive deal with Nintendo and PlayStation. And now they're trying to play an exclusive game with games that cost them way too much money to play the exclusive game with. I'm still trying to figure out how Clockwork costs more money than Gears of War E-Day. It's not even multiplayer. It's a single-player game. How does that game cost $500 million? How does anything this company does make any sense, y'all? I want you to please tell me. We're sitting here trying to figure it out, right? Like, we know the answer, but I mean, why do they think like this? Yeah, you wonder, right? The company is just genuinely ran by a bunch of idiots. I have to say so. When it comes to video gaming, they don't give a damn about it. That's why we've seen these posts before. The ship is sinking. AGM was trying to tell you a while ago. And then if you think they're trying to sell all this, you don't think Xbox is in their head too to sell in a certain way? Make it a subsidiary? They were trying to tell you that too, right? I think that that was something that was seriously thought about. And if they can get the right amount of money to just get back that money, like 100-something billion, they would sell Xbox. And keep a couple IPs? I don't know. I think Microsoft would sell Xbox if somebody would come and buy it for the right amount of money, and they can get back more than what they spent on the Activision, plus the 20 billion they lost and everything else. If they can get that, they'll sell it and just keep going to be Microsoft because they'll just focus on that. That's why they have all those AI people in place. They could still cancel the Xbox Helix. How do you know they're not going to do that? What's the point at this point? Yeah, all that's left is, like I said, what they want is just is they're thinking this Western mentality where this giant tech corpo fund pool money is going to come in with huge profits, like Call of Duty, like Forza making some money too. Hopefully Halo can make them a lot of money, and just keeping games like that. Gears, maybe. We're going to see what happens because they're not going to make a lot of money off of that. It already costs too much. But they're looking for something like that to where it's like, we got these huge IPs and they can make us a ton of money. But if it's not that, let's just get rid of it and get back all our money, cut off all these employees. So therefore, we're not paying them this much money, and we'll start getting our money back this way. Because we have to find a way to monetize and get the profit back. This is what they're telling you here. Corporate greed is all this is. Trillion-dollar company buying and shuttering studios for tax write-offs without regard for their lives they're ruining. Of course, this isn't nothing new. I can't believe the studio that couldn't sell games about mentally unstable Viking women is shutting down. They went from announcing a new game to announcing the studio was negotiating for independence, for then to them shutting down really quick. Yeah, that's why I said you can't trust anything this company does. Look how inconsistent they are. So not only were we talking about Ninja Theory shutting down, remember they had Project Mara? Because Microsoft is incapable of taking studios and making them huge. From indie to be huge AAA and making hundreds of millions of dollars. They can't do that. They only can buy. And everything else just tanked down. We saw that with Halo, Gears, and everything else. So remember, guys, Compulsion Games is shut down too. Arcane might be getting shut down and Double Fine. See, because what did Psychonauts do? What amount of money did they make them? See, I could pretty much believe these four are getting shut down. We kind of have the official for Ninja Theory and Compulsion Games. Arcane and Double Fine are next. Multiple insiders. Warning. No studio is considered safe. Several Xbox studios, including Compulsion Games, Ninja Theory, and Double Fine, are in active negotiations with Xbox to spin off. And they said they want to spin off Xbox as they try to avoid closure. We see it everywhere. Told y'all you were going to miss Phil. He was the last line between gamers and business, and you ran him out with nonsense. Oh, I mean, I tried to tell you this before. Even when he was there, they were still closing down things he didn't want to close down. So how many has Xbox closed down now? You still want to talk about PlayStation? Not even close. They're just closing down live service projects. They should have never done that. But PlayStation is still surviving, and it's doing more healthy than ever. Xbox is doing worse than ever. Twinworth says, damn, I knew it was bad, but this bad Game Pass really killed Xbox. Oh, those day one games hurt them big time. And they were giving you those false numbers. Get rid of DEI and woke culture in gaming. Xbox fans have been waiting for a hit to come to Xbox first-party studios, and it hasn't happened. Maybe now with the correct leadership, it can happen. You're an idiot if you think that. Every time you think Xbox is going to make a comeback. I wasn't falling for it this whole time. Everybody saw what AGM was doing. Black Log Battler Call. They just announced Ninja Theory's new game. I don't think they will close it that quickly. Or they're going to sell it to somebody so they can keep marketing. Microsoft is a cancer to the video game industry. Xbox was only great during a 360 era. Literally, that's it. Guys, you can't sit here and tell me any other time that that was the case. Because it's not true. Microsoft is a cancer to the gaming industry is very true. Phil Spencer was hands down the worst gaming executive in the history of the industry, as Game Pass has proven to be one of the most destructive models for traditional game sales. This guy thinks that Phil Spencer did all this. Satya was in on this a lot too. Everything Asha is being forced to do now is a direct result of his incompetent leadership. This guy is out of his mind. He's a moron, isn't he, guys? These people are really moronic, aren't they? This is the type of stuff that cracks me up. I have to tell you, I have to laugh at this type of stupidity because now they're going to blame Phil Spencer. This is the decisions that's being made right now with Microsoft. They want their money back. Phil Spencer was the one that was subsidizing. Closing Ninja Theory a couple of weeks after announcing their next game would be a legitimate madness. But that's what they're doing. Now raise the price of Xbox consoles again and keep porting games to PC, PlayStation 5, and Switch 2. God save them boys. They deserve better than the Xbox umbrella. So guys, we don't see anybody here saying anything positive. Everybody here is deeply disappointed. I want you guys to let me know what you think about this, though. Seriously, you guys have to let me know what you think about this, because remember all the stuff that was coming to my channel. Remember all those comments from all those people. Remember all the defending that Xbox is back. It's better than ever. They thought they were going to get more games than ever. That the exclusives were going to do really good for them. Then they're telling you the component cost is too expensive. They're focusing on AI. They're part of the AI monopoly. Not only they are part of the AI monopoly, but they're choosing games to also hurt their publishing, which is the only thing that's left. I wouldn't be surprised if they kill their publishing next. But good Lord, if they do that, how are they going to make their money back? And Satya knows you cannot have that happen. Either way you look at it, everything that has been coming out for this company lately has been a total disaster. That Xbox Game Showcase now means nothing. Because what was the point? They just made it all irrelevant within the next week and a half or two after that. I just tell you, man, every time I look at this company, you think about the Great Reset and all this, man, I just don't have any hope for any of it, because it's hard for me to believe that anything great is coming because I haven't seen it. You can't even outsell the Switch 1. You don't have the stock to even supply it. Your exclusives are terrible mistakes. And then companies that deserve and have talent are getting blown and shut down out of the industry because they're not giving you the money that you want. But you're the one that chose them. You see what I'm saying here? So AGN doesn't really know what else to say here, except that we can sit here and roast Xbox fanboys for attacking my channel and for people for being gullible again. And then, like, you know, they start getting quiet after a while. And so people come in and say dumb things too, like on my Twitter. Like I read some of these notifications. I'm like, I can't take you serious. You're a low IQ Xbot. And you're still pushing for this nonsense. Loser mentality. There's nothing winning going on in this world. And I'm sorry, Asha hasn't made anything better to me. The only thing she did was make an obvious decision. Reverse the price down to Game Pass. And that was a Microsoft decision. Because it doesn't work and you lost millions and millions of subscribers. Just like you went back from $80 on Outer Worlds 2 to $70. Should have been $60. Why would you do that? It's going to be a disaster. So you're not doing anything special because you realize the obvious. Everybody knows this. As a matter of fact, I think it's getting worse and worse for this company. And the sales and everything just keeps going down. I don't see any amount of miracles happening anywhere. That's all cultist sheep nonsense. Let me know what you guys think for sure. Become a member, leave a tip down below. Again, Xbox is embarrassing the industry. Why did you come and monopolize and get Activision? How did you sink this low, but you spent that much money? Because you don't know what you're doing. You have all that money, but you don't have any brains when it comes to gaming. This stuff is pretty obvious and it's not hard to figure out. Imagine giving Nintendo that much money to mess around with. They would have opened so many studios and had them growing right now, making them better. Notice that when anybody gets with Nintendo, they become better. When anyone gets with Microsoft, they become worse. Sony knows how to get partners too and work with them and help them grow. Sure, they've shut down things before too. The only thing I think that was weird from them this year was the Blue Point, because they've shown they had talent. Other than that, Sony works with most of their partners, and the people that you saw get shut down, I mean, they weren't doing anything anyways. And there were new studios and like quick hires during the COVID bubble, like Concord team. Like, it's like, what was that? That stuff was garbage right from the get-go, and you lost so much money, so that just didn't work. But not long-term teams you built and built up for a long time, and you got them or did partnerships with them or got them when they were cheap, and they got much better over time. You never see that in the Xbox world, but you see that vastly in the Nintendo world. They don't lay off people, and everybody knows this. That's what I have to say about that. It just shows you how much better Nintendo is at this game. And they don't have those ridiculous budgets losing that type of money. And they don't get a studio to dump them. They make intelligent decisions. And they inspire the industry greatly. So let me know what you guys think. Once again, later. This stuff is embarrassing.